All right, so I had to get on here real quick and talk about some shocking quotes and developments from the Brian Kelly radio show last night, which I'll say the radio show, usually a big nothing burger, but I was sitting horizontally on my couch. I opened up Twitter last night, and first thing I see from Bryce Coon of On 3, Brian Kelly says, Curne will start at left tackle. I'm thinking, what? What do you mean? Because if we flash back to Monday, at the official BK presser, where he wears the suit and he gives his whole get up and, we got coach better, we got to execute, blah, blah, blah. One of the first things they asked him was, is Chester going to stay at left tackle, in placement of Tyree Adams? Because, kind of stunk it up. And the answer was yes. And just a quick sidebar on Chester. I thought it was so funny how all offseason, all Brian Kelly did was say, how they really felt bad for how they use DJ Chester. He stepped in replacement to be the center at the end of last year, really struggled. And they say, he's really a guard. So judge him on him being a guard. Well, they've done everything but play him there. And I think it's pretty crazy that you have one guy that is the backup for every position across the O-line. But anyway, he said, yeah, Chester's one of our best five. We need him out there. So he'll be the left tackle. Pretty numb to Brian Kelly, not playing the best players at this point for the sake of seniority. Curne should have started ever since the Ole Miss game after Weston Davis, I don't know, broke his nose and got concussed by Jack Pyburn in pregame warmups. But anyway, like I said, pretty numb to that. Didn't really care. I'm not going to get mad about those things anymore about Curne not starting. But open up my phone and all of a sudden on Thursday night now he's starting. I'm thinking, what could have happened between now and Monday for that to have happened? But and then the next thing I see was, I think, even crazier. Let me pull it up on my phone here so I can read it. Next one, this is from Dandy Don. In regards to the team's physicality level and sense of urgency, Brian Kelly says, I think we found the key to that, and you'll see a team that fights their tail off Saturday night. What? You found the key to it? Physicality, it isn't a puzzle. It's not a Rubik's Cube. What, we found some secret formula, and now we're going to be a physical football team? Like what? We're going to have them drink purple Powerade instead of blue? Like, I'm just not buying it. Reading the people's comments, no one else is buying it either. I think, some of these quotes and, like the current decision, I think it reeks of desperation. I think they know the fan base is super pissed off. But I will say it has made me a little more excited for this weekend's game. And another thing, just on Brian Kelly's like speaking style and how he communicates. When he first came to LSU, I appreciated, how well spoken he was. Coming from Coach O, who, they just have different communication styles, we could say. So I did like how well spoken he was. I've always said he's been like a politician. But at this point, he's turning into like the used car salesman, man, and it's getting greasy. Like, no one's buying what you're selling, man. So stop pushing this stuff down our throat. But we'll see. We'll see with the secret formula that him and the coaching staff have figured out for this game. They're going to need to be physical going up against a Tommy Moffitt team, and it's going to be raining and probably be a lot of running the ball. So I'm a little more excited. I'm excited to see Curne, that's for sure. I can't wait for him to dominate this week, and everyone's to be like, what, why have we waited to this point to put him in there? But let's see how it goes.